Welcome back to a brand new episode of Charm City Beat. Gotta rip the band-aid off and talk about it, fellas.
No.
Ravens losing overtime. Heartbreaking finale. A lot of different opinions on this situation. We're here to go a few hours. Right out the gates, fuck the refs. I'll say it. I don't give a fuck. Like, screw them.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, of course, you can go down the argument. We shouldn't have been in that position anyways. There's a million and one things that led up to that. But straight up, fuck them.
You make one call and you make up for all the other calls that you missed. I don't. What people? How do you yank a guy that hard in the middle of the field?
Yep.
And everyone's like, I haven't heard the replay of the actual game progress. You hear the one and no flag. Yeah, no.
Yeah, like Gerald said, it should never have even gotten to that point. I don't think there was multiple times in the fourth quarter I was like, this game is over. We have won this football game.
Yep.
When Minshew steps out of bounds in the end zone and we're up by 3 with 2 minutes left. We've won this football game. Then it's infuriating. And then we return the punt to start our ball in the overtime. This game is over. We are already in Tucker range. Apparently we were not, but also two more times in overtime, and we could not get I would say 5 yards we needed to win that football game. You can't. I mean, obviously their kicker had a huge game in the house that Tucker built. Unbelievable. But you hold a team. It felt like the 2006 Ravens Colts game where you hold a bunch of field goals and you still lose painfully.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, based on the playmakers alone, there's no reason we should have lost that game. It happened. It's a game of professionals. Shit happens any given Sunday. I mean, you could blame it on the weather, probably not, because actually it dried up for a good part of the game. And based on the skill set we do have, we should have been pounding the rock the whole time. I don't understand. We have no passing offense. I hate to say it. The passing offense is just not there.
Were you concerned? It reminded me too much of the Greg Roman offense that
Yep.
you don't have Gus Edwards like most of the first quarter half, and he wasn't even hurt at that point. He just wasn't on the football field. And I was like, where the hell is Gus? And it reminded me of last year down the stretch when Dobbins was healthy and they didn't run him. And it's
Yeah.
where is he? What are you doing? Gus Edwards is one of the greatest, honestly, runners of all time. When you just look at the statistics of what he does per carry, it's up there with some of the greats. 5+ yards a carry. He did it again yesterday. Takes them out. And then what did we get? We get a Drake fumble, and that was the first of 4 fumbles that the offense had, 3 of which we lost. And we were lucky to be down by 3.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. I didn't think at the time, but everyone's pointed out Drake's fumble was the turning point.
Yeah.
Our offense after that fumble just forgot how to play all of a sudden. We're in position to go up 14-0. Fumble. Next thing you know, we're fighting to get back from 14 to 3. I mean 10 to 3.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I mean, again, I know Ross was saying he would have rather played Richardson over Minshew. I thought a Minshew game, and this for sure would have been a win. Baffling. I mean, the guy's safetyed himself. For fuck's sake.
A safety that should have happened a play earlier also, but rest. But no, I was as soon as I heard Minshew was like, oh, I've seen this happen too many times. Oh, we're playing the rookie. He's not good. We hurt him, get knocked out. Oh, yeah. Oh no, he came. It happened against the Steelers. We knocked out Kenny Pickett. All right, cool. Why is Mitch Trubisky driving the field on us?
Play down.
Yeah. He got blunt. He got sacked 3 times, but there were also times where he got out of it and was smart with the ball. Richardson might have chucked it up to someone.
Yeah.
Held on to it more in the pocket sometimes. Who knows how many times he audibled and changed that Richardson might have not. I mean, God forbid, all he had to do was run one way and cut the opposite way. We had no contain.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly am just baffled. It's like it's laughable at this point. It's like I just don't know.
It happens. We should expect it. It happens, like someone pointed out, 2, 3 times a year.
But the point is, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't, but it
With the
does.
talent we have, with the amount of money we have invested into this offense, those type of things should not happen. We should be able to put together an offense that can move the ball at least a few yards. Shit, like
Andrews was like completely not non-existent yesterday, save for a couple plays. Barely saw Bateman. Zay Flowers not till the end of the damn football game. Aguilar had one good catch. Really, that's it. Like just nobody was open. And Lamar Jackson couldn't hit him if they were. I thought he should have ran more. In fact, I thought in the second half and overtime, he should have ran the ball way more. We needed like 4 yards. And then the
yeah,
one play where they brought like 7 linemen in, like what are we doing? Like why do you need to do that when you just scored a touchdown by spreading everyone deep and they couldn't cover everyone because you had five. Like that to me should be if we ran the offense and every single play was 5 wide receivers deep and Lamar Jackson understand they're not stopping that offense because they can't rush five.
nope,
That's just the name of the game. I don't understand why they don't do that. It's not Madden. You know,
yeah.
you run the same play over and over again.
Like it's absolutely baffling to me. Like you said, spread out the defense. It's that simple. You're not fooling anybody with Pat Ricard. We know what's happening when he's when he's on the field. We know what's going down. We know when you have Mark Andrews lined up on the outside. We know where the ball's going. Why the fuck else are you lining him out there? Not as a decoy. We know your offense. It's the same
And,
thing. It's predictable.
and it's a backup center. It's a backup left tackle. It is a really good defensive line. Like you're playing into their strengths.
Yeah.
Their secondary is not their strength. Like I don't understand it. And defensively, it just felt like last year where you just broke down. That big play at the end of the game, the pick, like that should not happen
Yeah.
in a game. Like ugh. I get it. Marcus Williams is hurt. Marvin Humphrey's hurt. Ojabo got hurt. No Oa. Like what are you doing? Like why are you? It's just so much last year's game in one game. It's just too much for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely frustrating. On the bright side, though, Kyle Hamilton.
Mm.
Kyle Hamilton, man. I became a really, really big fan of Kyle Hamilton this weekend. He showed just Ravens football. I mean, I think I even texted you guys. He looked like Palomalu out there. The kid was everywhere. They have found a spot to play him, and he can do everything. Like he was lined up at deep safety when what's his name got one out.
Oh yeah, he was.
Nickel.
Well, remember he was playing slot corner yesterday because of Darius Washington was out. That's why he wasn't back deep until Gino went down. Where that's why the cornerback we got from Pittsburgh this offseason played, I think, 3 snaps. They don't want him on the team. They just needed a body yesterday. That's why he didn't play until Gino went out. Kyle was the nickel corner. You saw 3 straight times blitz off the edge. If someone just knew how to jump on the damn ball, trying to make the big play, my first game, if you get the ball, you'll be known. Now you're known as the guy who didn't pick the ball up. Just moon.
Yeah.
It's exciting to see Kyle Hamilton finally shine. I thought we saw glimpses of it last year late, that big forced fumble in the Bengals game, and he's had a great start to the season, and I think he's headed to his first Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
I think he's going to go down as one of the Ravens greats because I think this is the kind of player the Ravens don't let get away.
Yeah.
And I think it's when all the pieces are finally back, knock on wood, it's the kind of guy that can make the difference in the football game. But those kind of plays that he had yesterday, it's unfortunate we couldn't capitalize on any of that because he played out of his mind. He's probably going to win Defensive Player of the Week for the AFC. Wouldn't shock me.
I mean, yeah, he had those 3 sacks, but there was at least 1, if not 2. He was about to blindside and murder Minshew on some of those plays, and Minshew just got the ball away. He had this straight in his face hits 3 times. I don't know how he let that happen, but he was everywhere. Like I said, him dropping back actually will probably hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
How well he was playing up front that game.
I mean, it is great to see the defense working. I actually heard in the press conference that he described what had happened. On the edge, you have Jadeveon Clowney. playing the tackles. So that way that edge block is gone. So Kyle can just run in, be a straight athlete. And it's just great to hear that because the defense played good. I think they played great. Again, you didn't even, I mean, you held them to a very low number of score. I mean, it's just a sad fact that our offense couldn't score more, but the defense has been playing great. Every single week has been something to smile about that defense, honestly.
I mean, we gave a record 5 field goals of 50+ yards. I mean,
they weren't
touchdowns. You hold a team that, like I said, they had the one that's PQ said he wished he didn't give that one up.
Yeah, it was a nice pass, though. I mean, that was a great.
It was a perfect pass. That is what I was. That is not a pass that Richardson's making. I feel.
Yeah,
it was great. That is a veteran pass. Richardson is not even probably getting that read.
No,
he dropped that right over him.
I'll say it's early though. It's early in the year. I know they've got 3 road games coming up against the Browns, the Steelers, and the Titans in London. Who knows what we're gonna look like when that stretch is down? They're gonna win the games they should lose, and probably lose the games they should win on that whole entire stretch. But like, it's early. The defense is gonna have a chance to gel. It's not college football. 7 teams make the playoffs, and as long as they're playing, and that's what a hardball team does. They play their best football late, ideally. I think we're still going to be in good shape. These are growing pains that I would rather happen now than later.
Yeah.
And I do think the offense is still going through growing pains, as much as I think it hurts to watch. I think there's a lot of chemistry that still needs to happen there. Zay Flowers is brand new. Aguilar started playing this. Bateman has, I think, 6-7 total games period with Lamar. OBJ is out in the field. Mark Andrews has been hurt most of the damn summer. These are all excuses, obviously. But I mean, I feel like you can give it to them now, early in the year.
Yeah. Does anybody have an update on Marlon? I feel like he's been like.
They were talking about that on the radio after the games. Like, he's not on the IR, but he's still not practicing. What's going on? He thought he was supposed to be possibly back week 2. Wasn't there. Maybe if yesterday wasn't a rainy day, playoff, maybe he's playing. But he hasn't practiced, so
Do you think it's a matter of they beat the Bengals relatively handedly without him, and you're playing the lowly Colts?
Yep.
Don't risk it in the rain, to Ross's point, and maybe now against the Browns, you do see him, and if not, maybe they wait till the Steelers game, really get him back 100%. Because honestly, the pass defense hasn't been that bad, and I don't think anyone. But the Browns are decent, but they don't have their running back in Chubb, and Watson is very erratic still. So maybe they don't bring him back. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I would like for him to be back as we get deep into division. Of course, yes, we beat the Bengals with Joe Burrow dealing with whatever calf injury, whatever the hell's going on over there. The Ravens made a good call not to play him. Yesterday, I think even they made a good call not to play him then. I mean, I think the guys that played did what they were supposed to do. I just think the other side of the ball fell flat. But I think as we do get into better quarterbacks, maybe. I mean, Deshaun Watson, yes, he's been erratic, but I don't trust him. And he has receivers. He has targets. We could definitely use him. So hopefully he comes back soon.
Agreed.
Yeah. So where do the Ravens sit in the pecking order right now? I mean, we know who's number 1. The Dolphins. Holy shit, 70 points. What?
They could have set a record. Chose not to.
Are they the? I mean, granted, amazing performance. They were in Miami, and it's amazing down there right now. Let's see that offense come to Baltimore the week of Christmas and see how they play. Like, I mean, they're going to play well probably, but I don't think it's going to be the same offense that you're seeing. It's the same reason Lamar Jackson had 5 touchdowns in his debut in 2019 down there, because it's just perfect weather football. And I just think as you get into colder weather, how's that run game going to play? How are they going to take getting hit across the middle? And if you can get a guy that can kind of handle Tyreek Hill a little bit, how do they react? And can their quarterback stay healthy? To me, it's still the 49ers, or until proven otherwise.
Yeah.
Just because to me, they're the complete team that can play in cold weather, that has the running game, that has the offense. As far as the Ravens, I think they're in the middle of the pack based off what I saw yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no denying. I mean, It's 2-1. That's not the worst record to have, but there's some things to clean up. I definitely agree with that assessment. Middle of the pack for sure right now. Maybe things could change. But what do you know? We'll give you know what? Let's go on to some better news. Because again, it doesn't have to be all dark and gloomy. Let's go across Ravens Walk and talk the O's. Franchise record for the most wins this season was achieved. That record was from 1997. What is that number, Jordan?
Road wins, and I don't have it on me directly. Had it earlier, but just the total amount of road wins in a single season.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. It is a remarkable feat when you think about some of the great Oriole teams of yesteryear.
Yeah.
52. 52 road
well.
wins.
Damn. Wow. That's incredible. No, magic number after this weekend down to 3. We are getting close. Getting so close right now. The Blue Jays did what they had to do. The O's did what they had to do. That helped a lot. It was great to follow that as we're dealing with the Ravens yesterday. So that was fun to follow. Yeah.
And it's 52 wins on the road is the record,
There.
which is quite a bit of wins. That's almost as many wins as they had total a few years ago.
That's insane. That's insane. Yeah, when we finish the season off, against the Nats and the Red Sox. But we're getting close.
Earliest we can clinch is Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Is that true?
Huh?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah, the Rays lose on Tuesday. Yep.
Yeah, because that's what the Rays lose. That's what the Rays helping losing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing at Boston.
That should be a good game.
And then they get Toronto. Definitely uphill sledding for the Rays. The Orioles just can't get swept in both series, and I think for the most part they'll get it.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, but like to believe that won't happen. Currently,
No, we're playing. We're back at home. We have a day off. We haven't had one of those since the start of September. We got screwed with our September schedule. 2 days off all month, and decided not to rain anywhere.
yeah.
But
are we such like a scorned like PTSD fan base all the way around that we're gonna lose this? Like I was waiting for the entire game yesterday. I was like, how the hell are we gonna lose this? And today, like, I mean, it's a hard way to think, but when you've been burned as many times as we have when it comes to the Ravens and the Orioles, granted we have 2 Super Bowls, but
I think it just
should have way
comes
more.
I think it comes from the trauma and just the almost, what is the word I'm looking for? Like not supernatural, but superstitious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Baltimore fans are very superstitious. There is the trauma of the O's just not being great for a very long time.
Yeah.
And again, you sit on the edge of your seat. It's like I remember we were talking on the show a few weeks ago. It's like this is real. This is happening. It's no longer are they the real deal? No, they're the real deal. They are it. And it's hard to kind of process that in a way. I mean, we're used to being October, September, and it's like the Ravens, that's it. We'll see what the Orioles are doing, but we know they're not going anywhere after this. No.
oh man, they used to be placed. These spoiler. They used to be the spoilers.
Yeah.
Bobby and Dino against the Red Sox.
Yep.
Exactly. And now I have tickets to the game 1 of the ALCS through a friend, and now I'm nervous, but I do think that it's going to be like this the entire playoff, where it's like, how the hell are we here? We continue to win. I don't understand it, but here we are.
We just have to keep doing what we're doing, and I mean, what they're doing is great. It's amazing to watch. It's fun. I'm excited to go to my first one. Orioles playoffs. That's crazy.
Yeah, right now I'm not going to anything right now.
Well, I do want to. Maybe we'll all get together, go see a game or something at a restaurant. But
yeah, bar games, man.
Yes, because everywhere is going to be lit. Like during playoffs, there's not one game that's not going to be packed. I think the city's really going to get behind this. It's going to be great for the area. This is awesome.
It hasn't sunk in yet. Like there's a game in a couple of weeks where it's like the Steelers play and then the Orioles play the same night in the divisional round that entire day. it's just going to be insanity from when I
Well,
wake up to when I go to sleep.
So the same thing has a chance to happen the Suggs' game.
That's right. Yeah.
Suggs goes in the Ring of Honor, and then the Ravens play, and the Orioles. I think will be Game 5. I think of the DS.
Oh, it's nuts.
I mean, ideally we're not playing. Orioles aren't playing that game because they already clinched. But
yeah, it's absolutely insane. Let's give it up for the game ball this week. Kyle Hamilton, I think it's a no-brainer.
Not the refs,
Huh?
not the referees.
No, fuck them.
No,
At the beginning of that,
they won that game.
Before it happened, at one point I was like, "Are we gonna have to start our BS chant? Because we're really good at that around here."
We did.
And lo and behold, look,
yep.
we do.
Colleen even texted me. She was like, "You guys are loud there." I was like, "Word? That's awesome." I will say, we'll go back to the game ball in a second, but that was the loudest the stadium has been. At one point, it was during the fourth quarter. It was
when they're back at the 1 yard line before the safety.
Just absolutely insane. Couldn't hear myself think.
I'm glad that was at our end.
Yeah, that was fun. But
I still can't talk.
I talk for a living, so.
Kyle Hamilton, though, baby.
Kyle Hamilton, 9 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, a forced fumble, and his 3 first half sacks are the most by any Ravens in team history. Also tied for most in the first half by a DB in NFL history. Holy shit.
Think of think of the edge rushes we have had at some points.
Yeah.
And have not had 3 sacks in the first half.
How many sacks does Owe have on his career?
Never know. Not many.
Probably not 3.
Yeah, Kyle knocked that shit out in a day. As a defensive back.
I think you're seeing a guy that's perfect for this style of NFL football, where you have a guy that can cover a linebacker, a cornerback, tackle the running back, blitz the quarterback, play up in the box, play deep. Like, he's just a hybrid. They called him a unicorn yesterday on the broadcast. It's exactly what he is.
Yeah.
And I think if he can stay healthy, I think he'll go down as one of the greats, I think, in Ravens history, because I think he's just doing it already at a young age, and he's just going to get better, smarter, faster, and stronger. And he's learning from Roquan Smith. He's learning from Marcus Robinson. It's just Ed Reed's probably in his ear, Ray Lewis. Like, he's got great people and shoulders to stand on as he learns to play this game.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. Any last words, Jordan?
I'm curious to see if we're the favorites against the Browns this weekend. Something tells me we're not going to be up in Lake Erie. The Browns are interesting. No Chubb. I'm optimistic that we can, if the offense just plays its game, and hopefully have a really tough week of practice because they look like ass this past week. We can win that game and just take it 1 week at a time. This is the gauntlet here. There's 3 games here in a row on the road, 2 against the divisional opponents, 1 against one of the arch rivals of old Tennessee Titans. We get through that, we're kind of on an easy street for a while.
Yeah. Ross.
Yeah, well, speaking of early line is where we're not the favorites. They're by 2.5. So not much, but
the superstition in me wants to tell you to not place any bets this weekend, Ross. Please don't.
Not going to.
I feel like every time you bet, we get fucked, dude. Just don't.
No, and also, we brought it up at the game. Should we talk about trading Duvernay for something?
Trading Duvernay.
He's had one good punt return. Kick returns are useless at this point. Kick it out of the back of the end zone, because if you call a fair catch within the 25-yard line, you get it at the 25. I don't think I've seen a single kick return, maybe one this year. He had that one punt return. This is the only good punt return I've seen him do this year.
I'll say this, with the way the legs of the NFL are built, keep him. He's a body. Somebody goes down, who we got? We got at least somebody that knows the system.
Get that. We're also starting to lose people on the defensive side.
I think yesterday in overtime, you kind of saw the value that he does bring.
Anytime he has value.
You never know.
He started the season as our 6th wide receiver.
I think that just shows you. I think it's the depth of the Ravens offense more than anything. But when you realize the fact that He can run deep routes. He is that jump ball guy late, but more importantly, he can change the game with just one play,
Yeah.
But
even if it is.
has he?
He's like Felix
Hey,
Batista
he's
kind of
done.
like you don't need
I
him, but
love him,
you
but
want.
He's done it once.
But here's my thing. We could waste time driving. Who the hell are we gonna get?
I
What
get
are we
that,
gonna get
but I mean,
for
if he can do all the stuff that you're praising him to do, someone else would want him, and there's got to be, like they point out on the radio, it's ain't the NFL before. People will trade young people for other young people if they have the spots.
We're also over here pushing the needle of the trade
But
toward Duvernay because
we're not.
Ricard's like on the top of the list.
I think
You could trade.
I'll
It's
sleep
fine.
better.
If find a guy who wants a 300-pound fullback, fine. But we've lost
Ricard's one thing. I'm
last 2
afraid to trade
weeks.
away
Last
an
2 weeks, we
all-pro
have lost 2
returner.
outside linebackers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
We had Jerome Moon playing majority of the game as a practice squad call-up.
That's football. You're a professional. You should be ready. If you're a professional, it don't fucking matter. You should be ready.
I'm
Simple
not
as that.
saying that he wasn't ready, but you can't say there could have been something better.
He gets positive yards on most returns,
Mm-hmm.
and when and there's going to be a time this year where he has a game difference return.
Yeah.
That
This
he
comes.
almost had it yesterday in overtime, and if he could do it. If he doesn't in the divisional round of the playoffs and it's a punt and we're down 4 and he puts it in there, you know what I mean? Like you don't know when it's coming, but it's coming, and he's valuable when it comes to that. I get the kick returns are non-existent now, but he doesn't cost much either.
I don't see him going anywhere.
I don't. Because like,
I don't.
Man, he just. I said half his game. Everyone talks about. Oh, he's. Hey, speaking of that, why wasn't he back for the free kick?
Couldn't tell you.
He's your all-pro returner. That's why he's there for. Why do you have Zay Flowers back there, who was told to call a fair catch? Yes, because it was showing it was under 2 minutes. But then they changed it. Then Harbaugh's like, "Oh, we couldn't communicate. Timeout, timeout."
Yeah.
They
For
had
all
2 of them.
security, I think you trust Zay to catch it more, but
I get
also,
that,
when
but
you look at this
also
offense, if OBJ gets hurt, would you be shocked if Bateman got hurt? I'm expecting Zay Flowers to get hurt on literally every single catch he has. I don't trust Aguilar to stay healthy. Like there's going to be a point this year where Duvernay's the number 1 receiver, and
It's sad, but
going right now.
probably gonna happen.
Like I'm not even being pessimistic. That's just the way it's been the last 23 years.
That's the trend. It's all about next man up. But yeah, I don't know. After this loss stung. It stung really bad being out there. Not too soaked, actually. The rain held off, which was great. But just heartbreaking the way we lost. Again, I will say it to close it out. Fuck the refs, real talk. Again, we shouldn't have been in that position, and there's a lot to be talked about with that. But yeah, just I don't know. On to next week. We got the Browns. We will talk about that later in the week. Excited about that. Just hopefully we can bounce back. Other than that, I think we're good to go. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and take care. Cut.